quickly, so, trust us. Right, we were talking about Jaws before 5 with Andy from the Bournemouth Daily Echo. It was the Jaws from the Bond films. We're on to a different type of Jaws now, the proper type. Type with teeth. Jonathan Truss is an artist from Bournemouth who's become the first person to sketch great white sharks face to face in their natural habitats off the coast of South Africa. And he joins me now. Evening, Jonathan.
Hi, afternoon. How are you?
Good to talk to you. Very well indeed. Okay, so you need to paint the picture here, because people might think, oh, you've gone off to draw sharks and you're maybe drawing them from the safety of a boat, or you're drawing them from pictures. That's not the case.
No, I'm a bit out of my comfort zone, actually, in the water. It's something that Dave Shepherd said to me, I think, gosh, must have been 25 years ago. He said, look, if you want to paint elephants, you've got to go to Africa. And he's absolutely right. If you want to paint animals, then you really got to go and see them in their natural habitat and get inspiration. And that's exactly what I did. I want to paint some great white sharks, and we're better to see them in South Africa. So you can do that in a day instead of going on a sort of a 5-day or a week trip out to Mexico, which is quite a long time. There's no guarantee. You pretty much guarantee the right time of year to see sharks.
But the important thing is that you're in the cage, underwater, off the coast of South Africa, with these sharks literally inches, maybe feet away from you.
Oh no, inches, crikey, they come right out of the cage. But a friend of mine said, well, you should really do it properly, do it outside the cage. And I said, well, that's absolutely fine, providing all the sharks are in the cage. I think there's only about 1,500, 2,000 great whites left, actually, then. So there's not many around. So it's a great privilege to see them in the wild.
Yeah, it's an interesting, I guess, problem mechanically, because, when you're on dry land, it's very easy to choose which medium you want to work in, whether that's oil painting or pen and ink or whatever. You don't really have those options open to you when you are sketching under the water.
Absolutely. I mean, the biggest problem I found, I didn't appreciate what a problem it would be, is the swell, because once you're in the cage, you've got the lung on, obviously, and you're breathing, you're down there for about an hour, hour and a half, or whatever. I kept popping up, but it's actually trying to paint or sketch in oil crayons onto a plastic board, which I practiced in the bath to make sure they worked. And they worked really well, and I sort of devised this thing. I covered all the pencils, the crayons in duct tape, but they're floating around everywhere, and the swell's going up and down, sort of 6 or 7 feet, and you're thrown around in this cage like, I don't know, a pair of old wife runs and a tumble dryer. It's very, very difficult. So in between sort of those moments of huge amounts of swell, you're trying to get down what you're looking at, and you're sketching away and sketching very fast, which is the whole point. It's not about getting a finished, polished product while you're in the water. It's about looking. It's a lesson in looking when you're sketching. You're looking at where the eyes are in relation to the mouth, to the fin, and all that sort of stuff.
The interesting thing is, I mean, I've seen some of your, for want of a better word, some of your proper paintings of sharks, and they are breathtaking. The sketches, because you are underwater and you're working with these oil crayons.
They're rubbish, aren't they?
I wasn't going to say rubbish. I was just, they're quite they're vibrant. Let's say.
They're loose. Let's say loose.
Do you is this anything more than a gimmick?
No, it's not, because I painted one great white shark. Normally, I go out to Africa, say I'm going to do an elephant or whatever. I go out to Africa, I'll photograph and I'll sketch, and then I'll come back and I'll do the painting, and I get the inspiration from the trip.
Right.
This way, with the great whites, I saw the photographs of great whites, and I got totally inspired to go out and see them and have a good look. Now, I did paint one from a bit of reference. I didn't plagiarise the photograph. So I'm painting away, and it was quite a large painting, but I left out little bits of they've got two little fins at the rear of the shark, and I left those out. I couldn't quite see them in the photograph, and I turned the body, so I didn't appreciate they had these fins until I went out to see, and obviously saw them, photographed them in the wild, sketched away, and then I noticed them, and I don't know where that painting is now. Actually, it's sold through a gallery, but if I can get that back,
you'll add the fins on.
So that's the whole point. You really get to look at the animal properly and study it, and get inspired and get some ideas. That's why you want to go out and see them.
All right, I like the sound of it. You can follow Jonathan's work. JonathanTruss.com is his website.
Thank you.
And Jonathan, if it's all right with you, I'd like to catch up again maybe in a couple of months.